Almost 5 years ago, I was weighing in at 200 pounds. I decided enough was enough after all my clothes stopped fitting and my stomach was getting in the way of tying my shoes. But not only did I want to lose that weight, I also wanted to get jacked. By the end of 2022, I had lost almost 70 pounds and put a good amount of muscle on my frame while doing so. I maintained that for a while, and then I ended up regressing about 35 pounds by early 2024 from continuous stress eating. But then that summer, I removed all those major stressors from my life and got back down to 140 pounds by February 2025. Everything was going great until I had to get shoulder surgery in March. I had to put the last 10 pounds of this cut on pause because I didn't want to lose a bunch of muscle. And after surgery, I had to wear a sling for a month while also not being able to hit upper body for 3 months. But now that I've been back in the gym hitting upper body for the past 2 months and muscle memory has gotten most of my size back, it is time to finish this cut once and for all. Today, I'm going to take you through a full day of eating to show y'all just how I'm doing that, and I'll explain my more in-depth game plan at the end of this video. Okay guys, so meal one today, and basically every day that I train, not basically, every single day that I train, first meal of the day is cold cream of rice. If you want to know how I make this, it's very simple, but it's in my TikTok recipes playlist. You just make normal cream of rice, throw a scoop of protein in there, and I have yet to get sick of it because I have such an array of protein powders. And today I went with a scoop of mint cookie sandwich from V1, code LOON to save 15% at V1. But this is just a scoop of that and 50 grams of cream of rice because the whey is going to be quick digesting, gives me a little bit of protein before my workout, and cream of rice is also quick digesting, so I'll be able to use the carbs for my workout. I do like this better than oats just because it's a little bit higher volume and I think it just tastes better. I've put so many of y'all onto this. I've been posting this on my Instagram story like every day, and it's bomb as hell. And then also I go on a little walk after I eat this just to help it digest a little bit before my lift. And since it's hot as ball sack, it's 85 degrees right now, probably feels like 95, but there's been a massive heat wave. I'm having my electrolytes right now, and this is a sample electrolyte flavor. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do this one. This is the one I want to do, the White Energy Lime Watermelon. It literally tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. I need V1 to release this as an electrolyte flavor when they actually come out. Usually I throw my electrolytes in my pre-workout, but these are so good I have them separately and then just have my creatine and pre-workout at the same time instead, which you'll see in a little bit. But this flavor is literally a delicacy. It's so insane. Tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. But I'm gonna scarf this down and then we're gonna go hit a push day. Now, you might be a little bit confused if you're up to date on the LOON vlogs because I said in a previous video that my split is upper lower. And I was doing that because I wanted to gain back as much muscle as possible after my shoulder surgery. But in the past couple of weeks, I was bored as hell running upper lower rest, upper lower rest. Lower days are fine, but the upper days, since I'm hitting chest and back in the same session, by the time I would get to the end of the workout to go and hit back, I would absolutely dread it. It was not fun. I'd be too fatigued, and I think I would half-ass my sets, which is counterproductive if I'm doing something to be optimal. Let me get my glute in the frame. Hold on now. So in the past couple of weeks, I started hitting push-pull legs rest, upper lower rest, perfect 7-day split, hit everything twice in a week still. And so far I've been enjoying that a lot more. I like having a dedicated push day, a dedicated pull day, so I know I can hit chest with the utmost proficiency and back with the utmost proficiency. Now the science-based lifting bros on TikTok low-key sees when they hear push-pull legs, but I don't give a fuck. I think I've gained enough muscle back to not give a fuck about being the utmost optimal. And like I said, it's not really optimal if I'm not enjoying it and I'm not training as intensely as I know I could. So that's what I'm running right now. I'm going to hit a push day, and future editing me is gonna take y'all through that in a little bit. But I'm gonna finish this up, go on my little walk, and I'll see y'all when I have my pre-workout concoction. All right guys, it's like a half hour later and I'm going to drive to the gym right now, and I'm pissed because right as I was gonna go on my walk, I opened the door, it's drizzling. So I did go on a walk just on my walking pad that I use all day, every day. It better not be raining when I get back. But also, if I seem low energy right now and just kind of all over the place, it's because I got shit sleep last night and my brain feels like it's on 0.5 operating power. But I hope after I have my pre-workout and hit a lift that it rejuvenates me. This has like 350-ish milligrams of caffeine. So I would hope it wakes me up. up. I'm going with V1 Island Punch today. This is the high stim formula. The normal pre-workout that's getting released soon only has 200 milligrams, but I've been liking to up my caffeine intake for my lifts because it makes me perform better, duh. Usually I would do a 200 milligram energy drink and then 200 milligrams of V1 pre-workout for caffeine, but recently I've just been having like a cup of coffee, which is like 50 mgs, and then dedicating the large amount of my caffeine intake to my pre-workout, which I've been enjoying a lot more and seems a little bit more effective. Oh, a little bit more for good measure. And I already have 6 grams of creatine in here, and as y'all know, I had my electrolytes before. I'm really hoping, since it's cloudy and rainy, that there won't be a bunch of people at the gym so I can record my little vlog. Now, future editing Nicole is going to take you through my push day. And yes, I know I wear these shorts in like every other vlog. Not sorry about it. Bro, it just started torrential downpouring and I need to walk outside of my car. Bro. Oh my God, okay. Future editing, Nicole, you have the floor. Push day starts out with shoulders because due to my shoulder surgery, that is the worst imbalance that I have right now. That sling I was wearing did me dirty. I do 4 sets here total, 3 single arm and 1 with both arms. And I say this in almost every video with my lifts, but the way that I combat muscle imbalance is by going to failure on the side with the imbalance and then immediately going into the next set for the bigger arm. I do the same amount of reps I got on the smaller side, regardless of if it hits failure. So if I fail on 7 reps on my left side, I do 7 reps on my right side, even if I know I can do more. And I do my last set here with both arms, honestly, because I'm lazy and would rather do 7 total sets instead of 8. Then, usually a push day will consist of triceps, shoulders, and chest, but I do biceps on my push day and triceps on my pull day. This is because biceps are more likely to be fatigued from being hit on compound lifts like rows, and triceps are more likely to be fatigued from chest press. So I just switch the arm muscles around. I do 3 sets to failure per arm on the preacher curl, using the same strategy for muscle imbalances I talked about before. The thing I like about this machine is I can put it on a descending resistance profile, which is the most effective, but curls are curls for the most part. Don't think this is something super deep that is gonna make or break your gains. If your machines have the ability to do this though, I would recommend. Next exercise I do is cable lateral raises with the same single arm muscle imbalance strategy. I know my form may look a little bit off here, but this is just what's most comfortable right now after recovering from my surgery. And as you can see, I make a makeshift cuff with the lifting straps instead of holding the little ball because I am a lesbian and you will not catch me holding onto a ball. Okay, I'm kidding, but this is just more comfortable for me. I do 3 to 4 sets to failure here until it's time to hit chest. And you would think that I have compound movements towards the start of my lift, but like I said in a previous vlog, my chest atrophied the least out of all my upper body muscle groups, so I would rather hit my shoulders and biceps first. I do 1 set of incline dumbbell chest press to failure, then 1 set of flat dumbbell chest press, also to failure. And I also sneak in a little set of hammer curls here most of the time, just 1 set to failure. Sometimes I alternate between doing these on the preacher curl or just using dumbbells. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for, honestly. Then I finish off push day doing 1 set of chest flies to failure. I only do 6 sets total per week for chest since it takes the longest to recover, and I do 6 to 8 sets for everything else. And here's a little Zeke update as of recent. You could definitely tell that I have imbalances, but this is also proof that muscle memory is amazing. I'm about 5 months post-op, not even, and I've only been able to hit upper body since the last day of May, so only around 2 months. And I would say that I'm eerily close to my pre-surgery physique. And like I said, I'm feeling a lot better about the size I've put on in the past 2 months, and now I just need to focus on finishing the cut once and for all. I'm only gonna look better from here on out. Trust. All right, you guys, I am back from the gym. I had a solid lift, but I'm not too hungry right now, and I came home to a good amount of packages. So before I have meal number 2 today, we're gonna unbox these. I do have a little bit of a headache though, and I know it's a dehydration headache, so I'm having another scoop of electrolytes. I did sweat a good amount, and it's a little bit sunny out now, and I'm gonna go for an outdoor walk. Electrolytes are literally the most slept on supplement in my opinion, but let's get into these packages. This one is from Raskol, which is a new clothing brand that I'm working with that you can use code LOON at. I'm still with Uprising, they just don't do drops frequently enough, and I really like Raskol, and dude, first up, I don't know what these shorts are called, so I'm just gonna have it on the screen. These are so tough. Oh my gosh. For reference, I get a size medium in their shorts and a size small in their shirts, because you know, I got big ass glutes, no pun intended, big ass glutes. I need to wear the medium. I'll show you guys one of these in a second on, but these two, so friggin' tough. I'm gonna try these on. The LOON shorts are from Uprising. I need y'all, if you want to cop them, start harassing Uprising advertising in DMs, telling them you want the Loon shorts back. Oh my gosh, I love that they have the zipper pockets. They're super comf. Okay, can I get like a good angle, please, maybe? Super comfy. I actually like these the best out of all the Raskol clothes. I know I've been wearing them for about 10 seconds, but I just like how flowy they are. I like the material and I like the zipper pocket, so I highly recommend. I'm actually really excited that I have these. And then these are the same fit, just a different color. Probably gonna order more of these, honestly. Then I got another Raskol package. Wait, oh wait, no, that's not from Raskol. I need to actually just, hold on. These are from Raskol. The mesh wings, oh yeah, I'll try this on too. It's kind of like a pinny that you would wear in gym class. They also have versions that aren't made out of mesh, for example, but I got the white one and I got the black one. Oh, but Raskol code LOON. These shorts are so comfortable. They're like light and airy. Ooh, ooh. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just get back into my other fit and proceed with the unboxing. Okay, next up, we got a pair of shorts from House. These I also got a size medium. Wait, okay, yeah. I was confused because the logo looks like it was small, but I did get a medium. Don't say nothing about my shorts tan line. I hate that I keep having to strip down. I didn't realize that all these things were gonna be clothes. Ooh, these I like too. They kind of feel like an in-between of Lulu shorts and bathing suit material, but these are really breathable too. They have a back zipper pocket. Damn, what the hell? We're taking a lot of clothing dubs today. These are very breathable. They've got like the strings at the waistband, but the waistband is pretty tight. Not tight in a bad way. It's just like my pants aren't gonna fall down mid-workout. I like these too. We're taking straight dubs right now. The wardrobe is expanding, but we're putting back on the dirty shorts. And now let's see what else I got. Built puffs. A lot of people like to bitch and whine about these having collagen. Okay, I don't know where my blade is. But bro, I just use these as like a little sweet treat that happened to have protein. I don't care that some of that protein is collagen. I have 160 grams of protein a day. I eat a mostly whole foods diet. You're not gonna not build muscle if you have a Built bar, even if it is going towards your protein intake, because as long as your diet is made up of other whole food, complete protein sources, then it doesn't matter, okay? But these are 140 calories, 17 grams of protein, and taste yummy. So I just got them as a yummy snack. This one I have not tried before. The brownie batter I have, that's probably the best flavor, but I also got the salted caramel because I like the Built bar version of this. I used to not like Built bars. Those are the chewier ones, not the marshmallow-esque ones. And I like the chewy ones because they take longer to eat. Like I can devour this in probably 2 seconds, but the Built bars, it's like you're eating a piece of edible gum that tastes good. Which probably doesn't sound too appealing, but like, I don't know, it's an acquired taste. But we got the salted caramel, we got the brownie batter, and honorable mention, I did open this last week, but you know I'm a Prime Bite fiend. I gotta let y'all know that Prime Bite dropped s'mores flavored Prime Bites. Top 3 flavor. Actually, I don't know. It's definitely a top 5 flavor. It's delectable though. They got chocolate chunks in there and the base is made up of graham crackers and marshmallows. Like they melted marshmallows into the brownie, blondie, whatever concoction. It's good, okay? Code LOON at Prime Bite. Trust, I put y'all on game. But let's get into the next package. Also, any of these things that I like that you can't use code LOON on are in my showcase. Like the Squid House shorts, the Built Puffs, they are in my TikTok showcase, which is in the description of this video. I just don't have a code with them, but everything I like, everything I recommend is also in my TikTok showcase, including, well, hopefully including, I obviously haven't tried this yet, Gorilla Mode Nitric. This is a stim-free pre-workout, and the only reason I got this is because V1, my favorite pre-workout brand, has been sold out of the stim-free pre-workout for a long time, and the pre-workouts that are coming out are going to have caffeine. Stim-free just means that there's no caffeine, so this is just pump and focus. The formula looks pretty good to me, so I'm gonna try this out for if I have to work out at night and stuff. I just like to have something that's stim-free on deck, even though usually I do work out with pre-workouts with caffeine because I go at 12 p.m. And then we got one more package, uno más. I got this camera because I'm, you know, moving next month and I just, like, I'm living alone, so I wanna be like hella secure and shit. So I got this camera. Is it necessary? I don't know. But it's got night vision, so I dare someone to break in. I will find you. Anyways, I'm gonna go on a walk and then I'll see you at meal 2. Code LOON at Raskol, code LOON at Prime Bite. Everything else is on my TikTok showcase. All right, y'all, it's time for meal number 2. Look at this. Actually, I need to make sure I'm doing this justice right now. Oh, this is one of my favorite meals to make. I haven't made it in a while, but Haven't lost my touch. Look at that egg yolk. So what do I got going on here? This is like an egg sandwich melt concoction. We got 4 pieces of keto bread, 90 grams of fat-free cheese, 2 eggs, runny yolk, 240 grams of gold potatoes. We got a little bit of everything going on here. Let me get more in depth. So obviously this is my post-workout meal. It's my biggest meal of the day because I want to have a good amount of carbs after my workout, a good amount of protein, and I want to be satiated until the end of the day, which is when I have my 2 to 3 smaller meals. But this tackles like every single macro. We got high fiber from the keto bread. We got high protein from the fat-free cheese. We got carbs from the potatoes, and potatoes are the most satiating food in the world. Eggs, most nutrient-dense food in the world. They do have protein, obviously, but a measly 12 grams. Not the fat-free cheese has more. So with the fiber, with the protein, with the potatoes, this is going to keep me full as fuck. I also like to have a good amount of carbs after my workout, not only because it helps with muscle recovery, but also because I get a shit ton of my steps. After I lift, I mean, I did go on my walk, but I had to cut it short because it's hot as balls. I'm at about 6,400 right now, but my current step goal is 17,000 to 20,000, which I'll get to after I get through the full day of eating. And then as you can see, I also have my arsenal of low-calorie sauces, Tabasco, 0-cal, mustard, reduced sodium and sugar ketchup. This is 15 calories a serving. Then I also have my Bev, Diet Cranberry, 5 calories a serving, Decadent, and I also take my multivitamin with this meal. So as you can see, this is a very stacked Brownie concoction right here. Got a little bit of everything. Usually I would have this meal when I'm faded than a hoe, but I don't trust myself with the Penji no more, at least for right now, which I'll also get more into in the outro. But this meal is so fucking good. Recipe for this is also in my TikTok playlist. I literally have a recipe for everything that I make in that playlist. But right now, I'm gonna watch some Caleb Hammer, my guilty pleasure, while I munch. And then I'm gonna go upstairs on my walking pad and edit the YouTube video before this one. My life is super boring right now until I move to Florida in a month. There's really not much else to do other than walk, gym, work, but I'm on my grind. So I'll see y'all at meal 3. I'm gonna devour this, and it's getting cold. This is the things I do for Loonytube, for real. This lighting makes me look okay. Okay, I didn't even get into the damn clip. It is 8:30 p.m. I think I had my post-workout meal over 5 hours ago. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been like 4 hours since my last meal. I told you that meal was filling as hell, but now we got a lettuce burger. This is 140 grams of 96% lean beef, a slice of fake ass Velveeta cheese, tomato, and mustard. Whenever I make one of these, people are like, well, why didn't you just literally use keto bread? Why didn't you use keto bread? Because first of all, it tastes good without the keto bread. Like, I think this tastes like a normal burger. I don't think that burgers need the buns. The buns are just an agent that add nothing. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. But the bun does nothing for me. The lettuce gives it a nice, fresh crunch. The taste itself comes from the burger and the cheese and the sauce. Why do you need a bun? And on top of that, I'm not opposed to using a keto bun or keto bread for the bun, but I'd rather dedicate my keto bread to another meal. Because if I'm having 6 slices of keto bread, my gut is gonna be real mad at me. Real freaking mad at me. And that's at least 48 grams of fiber on top of everything else in my diet that has fiber. So I'll take my lettuce wrap burger any day and then have my keto bread for something like my egg sandwich or a sola bagel or a PB&J with keto bread. Shamelessly checking myself out again. You can't be mad at me because I literally, this arm lost so much muscle mass and I couldn't flex for so long. So y'all gotta let me commit douchebaggery, especially when the cut is over. I'm getting to that goal weight. But yeah, this is my second to last meal. Delectable. As you can see, yellow mustard is a prominent sauce in my diet. It enhances the flavor of literally everything. The sunset? Oh, I need to go look at the sunset. My dad's alerting me of a fire sunset. Damn, y'all. This and a lettuce burger. What more could a girl ask for? What the fuck? Oh, what? Wait. Oh my God, like everyone is out. This and a freaking lettuce burger though. Oh my God. Cotton candy skies. Cotton freaking candy skies. Anyways, sorry again. In between meals, I worked on the YouTube video before this one. Oh my God, this is so messy to eat. That's the only downside, but I think that happens with freaking keto bread anyway. I don't even remember what I just said. In between meals, I played with Woody, I walked on my walking pad, and I edited the YouTube video before this one. That's literally the only things I'm able to do here in North Carolina. But we're at almost 15,000 steps. I think I said before, my step goal is at least 17,000 for the time being. So I'm gonna go crank those out before dessert, which is gonna be meal 4, final meal of the day. And then after that, I'm gonna go in depth of my current regimen, my goals, all that stuff. I just didn't wanna bore y'all in the intro with all that. Oh my God. Top 3 messiest meal. I can't even stop the video because my hands are covered in mustard and burger juice. Will y'all judge me if I look this clean? I'm going to. Subscribe for more. All right, you guys, we are on the last and final meal of the night, meal/snack. And I've talked about this on my page before. We got apples and peanut butter, but not just any normal peanut butter. Come on now. Because look at the sheer amount of peanut butter that's in here. Look at that. That would be maybe 1,000 calories plus of normal peanut butter, but no. And like I said, I've talked about this multiple times. This is the method. This is 45 grams of Skippy peanut butter rise protein and 35 grams of PB Fit and 80 grams of sugar-free syrup. Does it taste exactly like peanut butter? No, but it is damn near close enough. I'm telling you, this is my crack. And then we got 200 grams of apples to accompany it. But like when I make my peanut butter and jellies and stuff like that, this is the concoction that I use. And you don't have to use Skippy peanut butter protein. You can use literally any protein you think tastes good, but you have to use PB Fit because if you only use whey protein, then it really doesn't taste that good. Trust me, I tried it with just the peanut butter protein. It needs the PB Fit. My hair keeps blowing in my face because my fan has to be on insanely high because it is so hot here and the AC literally isn't powerful enough at night. Okay, I can't with this fucking, it's actually really pissing me off because I don't want my hair to get into the peanut butter. But I have to keep the fan on high if I don't want to sweat to death in my sleep, basically. Please. Bro, fire. And look at those macros. It's crazy. And this is just a nice high volume sweet treat for me to end off the night with. But I'm also gonna have a bag of 100 calorie popcorn and maybe a Bill Puff bar because I have the macros for it. But future editing me is just gonna let y'all know what I do. But I'm gonna watch YouTube and munch and go to bed. This is the diet hack of all time though, I'm telling you. Tomorrow, I'm gonna explain my whole regimen to y'all, but I'm going to bed. Good morning, everyone. Currently eating my pre-workout meal while I record this. So last night, I did in fact have another sweet treat, just a little Hornble's Chornble's bar, 100 calories per bar, nothing crazy. I ended the day at these macros and I got almost 20,000 steps, which I attribute solely to my boo thing over here, my walking pad. Because if I'm editing, which is all the time because these videos take me 1 trillion hours to edit, I wouldn't even say that's an exaggeration. I'm always on that walking pad when I'm editing, so easy 20K. Now, let's get into some cut updates because some things have changed since I recorded my last video. So, long story short, I crashed out a little bit. Last video, my current regimen was 15,000 steps and allowing myself up to 2,250 calories for my recomp. And I said I was going to lower my calories from that to 1,800 and 2,000. So I can lose fat a little bit faster because I am happy with the amount of muscle on my frame as of right now. Well, at least until I can finish up this cut once and for all. And that worked for about a week. And then I started going back into my bad habit of overeating at night. Some days I would definitely consider a binge, some days not, but I was definitely dancing on that line more than I was staying on track. And I'm not blaming the fact that I lowered my calories because it was definitely not that. I just happened to do that at the same time I was under a lot of stress. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, stress eating is my Achilles heel. It's my vice. Every single time I've experienced weight regain, it's always because I'm under stress. And food always gives me that dopamine hit that I need to ignore and or cope with my problems. But basically this is what would happen. I would save some calories for a late night snack or dessert or both, just like I did yesterday. But before I would indulge on that, I would take a little smack of the Benjamin. And it always makes the food taste better. So I would do that, go downstairs, have my planned snacks. But then, like I said, because I'm under a bunch of stress with my move coming up and just a lot of other small things that start to add up, my brain would be looking for an extra dopamine hit. And having the munchies did not make this any better, obviously. Then naturally, because I was in the kitchen, I would just start snacking on random shit in the pantry that I wasn't supposed to be, and it would make me feel better in the moment, but then I would wake up bloated and disappointed with myself. But not disappointed enough to stop my behavior. I would look in the mirror and I would be like, well, you know, I'm bloated, but I still look good. And I'm only up to 150 pounds, which I know damn well is just water weight. So it's okay. I'll get back on track today. I'm not cooked. It's totally fine, which is a very slippery slope and a very slippery cope. This happened for a couple weeks and I shot up to 153, which yeah, is mostly just water weight because I was yo-yoing from being on track and doing that bullshit. But then I had an epiphany last week and I was like, bitch, this is literally the thought process that you had before you allowed yourself to regress all the way up to 165 pounds, which was not just water weight. Granted, during that time, I was the most stressed I have ever been. Like, oh my God, it was a nightmare. Early 2024, but I digress. I was like talking to myself in my head. I was like, the more you do this shit, the harder it's gonna be to break the cycle of this bad habit. Like, please just cut your bullshit now before it gets worse. Because like, yeah, you look good right now, but if you keep this up, you know damn well that's not gonna be the case. It'll get a lot worse before it gets better. And I, you know, have the evidence of that from early 2024 taking a major toll on me. And ever since I had that epiphany, I have been locked in and I plan to keep it that way. I'm back down to 148 pounds. I'm definitely still holding on to some water. And the plan is to be sub 140 pounds or at least 140 pounds by the end of August. Once I get down to my goal weight of 130, 135, then I can just maintain from there. And guess what? Maintaining my goal weight is a lot easier than getting to that goal weight. And that's how it is for everyone because I would no longer have to be in a deficit anymore. And my maintenance calories would still be around the same calories as they are now. Now, if you have people drilling into your head about metabolic adaptation and oh my God, if you lose weight, then it's so much harder to maintain that weight. When you don't lose a significant amount of weight, your metabolism does not adapt like this absurd amount. I'm gonna be losing 10 to 15 pounds. That's not that detrimental to your metabolic rate because a pound of fat burns 2 calories. So losing 15 pounds of fat would be only 30 calories shaved off of my maintenance calories, which is literally nothing. And right now I maintain between 2,600 and 2,800 depending how many steps I get. So maintaining that 130 and 135 will be a lot easier than getting to that weight. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit difficult for me to come up on here and say this because I think this is the 3rd time that I've had to hop up on here and be like, yo guys, I messed up. Last summer I regressed to 155 pounds around the same time last year as I'm releasing this video. And there were some times in the winter where I regressed a little bit, but I try not to beat myself up too much because I know I have to finish this shit once and for all. Like, I want that shit. I've gotten down to 135 before and I know I can do it again. Granted, when I was at 135 2 years ago, I was in a substantially better place mentally and just had so many less things stressing me out. But like I said, I know I can achieve my goals even though it's a little bit harder for me right now, especially once I get this Florida move out of the way. Like, I have not had a goddamn break. But all right, with all that lore established, what is my game plan to get to my goal weight? So since me lowering my calories was not the issue at hand, and I know myself well enough to know that wasn't the issue at hand, I'm still gonna try to eat between 1,800 and 2,000 calories. The one thing I'm gonna be changing though is my activity. Instead of my step goal being 15,000 like it has been for over a year, I'm increasing that to 17,000. But I don't like the word step goal because I feel like a goal is just something that you seek out for. It's not something that you require. So my step requirement is going to be 17,000, but my goal is going to be 20,000. But none of that will matter if I don't kick my bad habits, and I need to develop a game plan to kick those bad habits. So to do that, I am limiting the Benjamin. I don't trust myself when I have the munchies. I'm also gonna start going to bed eyes closed by 12 a.m., which may seem late, but usually I'm up until 2 a.m. Something just sparks in me during those midnight hours to go and eat fucking everything in the pantry. So eliminating the 2 things that cause me to overeat or are like a pathway to do so has been a good start. It's a little bit difficult, but it's stopped me from overeating. So even though I don't get that dopamine, I'm waiting for that delayed gratification of achieving my goals. So I plan to stick to that plan. That doesn't completely solve the problem of my brain wanting to stress eat to cope, but at the same time, I'm not in a perfect environment that fosters that, and I've found that I am always a product of my environment, and I feel like that goes for most people. While I'm grateful that I can stay at my parents' place until my last and final big move, hopefully, God, I pray that Fort Lauderdale is the place for me. Being at my parents' place is not a place for me to flourish. There's not much to do here, and I live that same hamster wheel life that I was living when I was up at school all alone. I go to the gym, I get groceries, I get my steps, cook my meals, record my videos, edit my videos, repeat. But the one thing that's different here is like I've sacrificed my loneliness for being around my family, but at least when I was alone, I could do my job.
Try being an influencer for a day. Try it.
With 5 other people living here, it's hard for me to find time to record these videos. All of my sisters are away, so I can record this video in my room without anyone interrupting or hearing me talk about all this bullshit. But with 5 other people living here, it's just a little bit harder for me to do my job, which makes me anxious because I'm not gonna get into it. I think that you guys can understand why that would be difficult. And it's not my family's fault at all. Like, I love being with them. It's a lot better than feeling lonely at school. But it just adds to the fact that I cannot fully flourish while I'm here because there's nowhere for me to be alone and do what I need to do. And I'm always seeking like a window for me to be able to record an intro record, an outro record, a full day of eating, you know? Hopefully that makes sense. One of the main reasons that I'm moving to Florida is because I feel like it's somewhere someone like me will flourish. One of my main gripes with living up north my whole life in New Jersey and then going to school in Pennsylvania is that it's cold as fuck. And cold, windy, dark winters make me insanely depressed because I need to be outside. Like, I need to be outside. I need it to be warm. It's warm here in North Carolina most of the year, but like I said, there's not much to do around here. And there's not as many opportunities for what I do as there would be in the Fort Lauderdale area. And this is something that basically everyone in my inner circle, everyone in my family agrees with. They're like, yeah, damn bitch, you just need to get to Florida. And I'm not trying to seem like I'm complaining or anything, but like the past however many years, it's like I didn't want to go to school, but I was in too far to drop out. I just wanted to get my degree, but I hated it there. I was miserable. And 4 years is a long I enjoyed my freshman year. 3 years is a long time to be miserable, but on the bright side, I got my degree. I'm moving somewhere where I think I will flourish. It's just a waiting game for the next month until I make that move and I can settle in and just really start to live the life that I want to live and not the life that I was just doing, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I'm grateful to have my degree, but for the past 4 years, I haven't been doing something that I truly wanted to do, and now I can. A lot of people who have never been fat or overweight don't understand that there's so many things that go into weight gain that don't have to do with discipline whatsoever. I consider myself a very disciplined person, but I lose that sense of discipline when I'm under a lot of stress, just when it comes to midnight snacking. Like, I will stick to my meal plan, I'll get my steps, I go to the gym, I do everything that I need to do, and then when I'm unwinding for the night, it's like I need that dopamine fix from random fucking food in the pantry. And the reason I made this very long outro explaining all of this stuff is because I get so many people in my comment section who struggle with the same thing, and I also feel at the same time no one talks about this stuff. Everyone wants to seem perfect. I mean, I don't like to come on here and be vulnerable, but someone's gotta do it. Someone's gotta do it because ain't nobody fucking doing it. I want to make y'all feel less alone when it comes to this stuff and also be an example that it's possible to conquer this shit. And no, I'm not fat anymore, and I mean, I did get a little bit chubbier last year when I really regressed hella, but my goal is maybe to see some abs, reveal some more muscle striations, and just like reveal all the hard work I've put into in the gym. Like, yeah, okay, you can see that I have muscles, but I want to look like a sick guy. That's my goal. It's possible for me, and it's possible for you. And like I said, I'm gonna prove it. I'll definitely just be posting some more full days of eating and everything under that umbrella and cut updates and stuff until I make that Florida move next month, actually in a couple weeks, but this is my game plan as of right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, include a balloon emoji in your comment and use code LOON at, what did I even do yesterday? Use code LOON at Five Guys to save on a lettuce wrapped burger.